The room glowed with a soft, blue light, emanating from the intricate patterns etched into the walls. Somewhere beyond the domed ceiling, stars shimmered, their light filtering through the translucent material. Dr. Elias Kane stood motionless, his gaze fixed on the alien woman in front of him. She was tall, her skin a pale silver that shimmered with an iridescent glow. Her eyes, large, black pools of endless depth, narrowed with a mix of fury and sadness. "You were supposed to forget me, human," she said, her voice a melodic hum laced with anger. Elias swallowed hard. "I tried." Her name was Liriana, and she belonged to a race known as the Erythrians, a species that lived among the stars. Their advanced technology allowed them to manipulate memories, a tool they often used to protect themselves from the dangerous curiosity of humankind. When Elias had first encountered Liriana during an archaeological expedition on a remote moon, he had been entranced by her grace and wisdom. What began as a cautious alliance blossomed into something far more profound. But their connection was forbidden. When their time together ended, Liriana had used her people's technology to erase herself from his memories, ensuring he would never seek her out. Except it hadn't worked. Fragments of her had lingered, a melody he couldn't place, a face that haunted his dreams. Driven by a gnawing sense of loss, Elias had spent years piecing together the shards until he finally found her again. "You defied an entire civilization's protocols," Liriana continued, her tone growing colder. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" "I've undone a mistake," Elias replied, his voice trembling but resolute. "I couldn't forget you, Liriana. I didn't want to." She turned away, her shimmering hair cascading like liquid silver down her back. "You don't understand. This isn't just about you and me. If the Council learns of this, they'll see it as an act of aggression. Humans are already under scrutiny. Your defiance could lead to war." Elias stepped closer, his boots echoing softly against the crystalline floor. "Then let me explain it to them. Let me show them that we're not all a threat." Liriana laughed bitterly. "Do you think they'll care about your intentions? The Council sees humans as impulsive, reckless. Your actions will only confirm their fears." "Then why haven't you turned me in?" he asked, his voice steady. "If you truly believed that, you wouldn't be warning me." She hesitated, her shoulders tense. "Because despite everything, She turned to face him, her expression softening. "I remember too." Elias's heart leapt. "Then you know why I came back. Why I had to find you." Liriana shook her head, her eyes glistening. "It doesn't matter. What we had was never meant to last." "But it did," Elias insisted. "It survived memory wipes, years of searching, and the vastness of space. Doesn't that mean something?" The room fell silent, the only sound the faint hum of the Erythrian ship's systems. Liriana seemed to wrestle with herself, her expression a storm of conflicting emotions. Finally, she sighed and gestured for him to sit. "You've risked everything to be here," she said. "So I'll give you the truth. But you might not like what you hear." Elias nodded, sitting across from her at a crystalline table that seemed to materialize from the floor. "I'm ready." Liriana began her tale, recounting the history of her people and their fraught relationship with humanity. The Erythrians had observed Earth for centuries, intrigued by humans' rapid technological progress and boundless curiosity. But that curiosity often turned to conquest, and the Erythrians had decided long ago to keep their distance. When humans began venturing into space, the Council implemented strict protocols to ensure their anonymity, including the memory manipulation technology. "Our encounter broke every rule," Liriana admitted. "I was stationed on that moon to monitor your expedition, to ensure you didn't uncover anything dangerous. But instead, I revealed myself. I let you in." "Why?" Elias asked, his voice barely above a whisper. She looked away. "Because I was curious too. You were different from the others. Passionate. Honest. You reminded me of the wonders I'd forgotten." Elias reached across the table, his hand hovering near hers. "Then why did you leave? Why erase yourself from my life?" Liriana's gaze met his, her eyes filled with sorrow. "Because I had no choice. If the Council had discovered what I'd done, The consequences would have been catastrophic for both of us. But you still remember, Elias said. You didn't erase Mir. I couldn't, she admitted, her voice breaking. I tried, but every time I activated the device, I stopped myself. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The weight of their shared history hung heavy in the air. Finally, Elias broke the silence. We don't have to hide anymore, he said. We can face the council together. Liriana shook her head. You're naive to think they'll listen. Maybe, Elias conceded. But if we don't try, what's the point? If what we have, isn't worth fighting for, then what is? Liriana studied him, her expression unreadable. Finally, she stood and walked to the wall, pressing her hand against a glowing panel. A holographic map of the galaxy appeared, marking their current location and the distant coordinates of the Erythrian Council's meeting place. If we do this, she said, there's no turning back. Elias stood, his resolve unwavering. I've already crossed galaxies for you. I'm not stopping now. The journey to the council was fraught with tension. As they approached the massive Erythrian station, a sprawling construct of light and energy, Liriana briefed Elias on what to expect. The council, she explained, was composed of the oldest and wisest of her kind, but their wisdom was tempered by caution and centuries of isolationist policy. When they finally stood before the council, the chamber was a kaleidoscope of shifting colors and patterns, each representing the emotions of the gathered Erythrians. Liriana stepped forward, her voice steady as she introduced Elias and explained their actions. The council's reaction was immediate and intense. Voices overlapped in a cacophony of disapproval, their glowing forms flickering with agitation. Elias felt a surge of fear but held his ground, meeting their alien gazes with determination. Enough, boomed a voice, silencing the room. The eldest counselor, a towering figure whose form radiated golden light, addressed them. Human, you have violated our laws and endangered the delicate balance we maintain. Why should we not erase you and all knowledge of this encounter? Elias took a deep breath. Because erasing me won't change the truth. Humans and Erythrians are more alike than you're willing to admit. We're curious, driven by a desire to understand and connect. That's what brought me here. Not conquest, but love. The chamber fell silent again, the counselors exchanging glances. Finally, the eldest spoke. Love is a powerful force, but it does not absolve you of your actions. No, it doesn't, Elias agreed. But it can be a starting point. If we can prove that understanding and cooperation are possible, isn't that worth the risk? The council deliberated for what felt like an eternity. Finally, the eldest turned to Liriana. Your actions have jeopardized our secrecy, but they have also shown us something we did not expect. The decision will rest on you. Do you believe this human's intentions are genuine?